Hello, welcomes everyone, AnthWolf here, bringing you a new Let's Play, as what you can tell from the title screen here is going to be Mass Effect 2. Originally developed by Bioware and published by Electronic Arts, this game was released in early 2010. Just earlier today, in fact, I just completed the original game of the trilogy Mass Effect, and I'm hoping to import my save from, obviously, the original game into this one, and that's exactly why we are here. If you're unfamiliar with the Mass Effect series, I recommend you either go back and obviously pick them up and play them for yourself if you have any interest in action RPGs, especially ones that are science fiction themed, or obviously feel free to check out my playthrough of the original game or find someone else. People I would recommend maybe Spiffy Scree 917. I can't remember what his original channel is called, but it was Scree and had a trio of numbers after it. But Spiffy Scree is someone I've subscribed to, so you should be able to find him from that list. But no, yeah, feel free to watch a story so far. But yeah, we will be reprising our role as Commander Shepard of the Human Systems Alliance, set in 2183. In a fictitious future, so to speak, where humanity's technological development has leaped centuries into the future due to discovering some Prothean artifacts, some technology from an alien race 50,000 years old. Well, that's when the Protheans were at the height of their power and then mysteriously vanished. But yeah, obviously this game is set approximately a month after the original game, and your choices, especially if you're importing a game like I am, the choices you make in that game can reflect both positively and negatively into Mass Effect 2, and depending on with your actions, your dialogue with certain characters, certain choices you make. And especially in the case of Commander Shepard, when you created your character in the original game, now you get to continue that tradition. Obviously your gender, your background growing up, your overall appearance, though I'm keeping with the original default male Shepard, who was voiced by Mark Meer, I believe it is, whereas the female's voice acted by Jennifer Hale. Both amazing voice actresses. But yeah, also the decisions we made at the end of that game, also our actions, like how we were seen. There is a whole Paragon and Renegade, like a morality sort of bar in this game, depending on how you choose to do things, basically. In my original game, in Mass Effect, you're probably already aware, I imagine most people who find this video will have watched the original at least a little first. I try not to play as a Paragon playthrough, I want to play it a little bit differently, and as I was going through the game I realised that a lot of my own personal decisions were reflecting in the Paragon way of thinking, and I just didn't want to play as a renegade character, so it ended up becoming a Paragon 8 playthrough, which is typical for me, to be honest. I like to play the nice guy, whereas someone else may decide to make a pure renegade character, and I still haven't yet to fully watch one of them. Maybe I'll get round to it at some point in the future, especially now that Mass Effect Andromeda has been announced for maybe next year, which is the 4th in the series, though apparently it will reflect or revolve around different characters, I should say. But I'd be curious to see if you can load any Mass Effect 3 data into Mass Effect Andromeda. But anyway, that's off tangent. As I was saying, Mass Effect 2 is set, I think, around a month after the events of Mass Effect 1, where Commander Shepard and his crew, as well as, in our case, the Alliance fleet, were called in to protect the Destiny Ascension, the flagship of the Asari fleet, which had at the time the Citadel Councillors, the trio head of kind of the political movement of the entire galactic civilizations that we know to date, and destroyed the Reaper flagship of a rogue spectre known as Saren. The Reaper's flagship, of course, was called Sovereign, and it was the vanguard of a synthetic race that apparently every so many centuries or millennia they come and basically crush all of the highly advanced civilizations, and this is apparently a cycle that's been going on for millions of years. And Sovereign wasn't the only one. His brethren were waiting out in dark space for the Citadel mass relay, mass relays being a tool that allows vessels to travel faster than light to get from different sections of the galaxy. They were waiting for the Citadel mass relay to open so that they could begin this cycle. Obviously purging humanity, the Asari, Turians, the other races of this generation. And at this point in time, obviously the councillors who we saved were willing to believe Commander Shepard that the Reapers were a threat, but a month passes and they've sent him and his crew on board the prototype frigate known as the Normandy to just pursue Geth. Geth being the current generation synthetic artificial intelligence, or AI, created by the civilization known as the Quarians. And basically just hunt down the Geth that are remaining beyond the Perseus Veil, where most of the Geth congregate and never bypass. And we're going to go from there, basically. I'm probably not explaining the storyline too well, and I apologise for that, but I imagine, as I say, most people who come here are already well familiar with the Mass Effect storyline, and I just want to continue that on. I may try to find a link on YouTube as like a kind of story so far in case you're not familiar, but really, if you're not familiar, then you probably best start at the very beginning. Otherwise, we may encounter people that we met in the first game, and you won't know who they are because obviously you didn't encounter them yourself, or you didn't watch that particular part in my previous series. So I say, yeah, we're going to reload our save of Shepard. Obviously the default name is John, but I thought just to change it slightly since we were keeping the default face. This is most likely again going to end up being a Paragon playthrough. I'm going to play it to my own personal style, but as we found out in the original Mass Effect game, I like to be a nice guy. Maybe my opinions are slightly jaded, and I don't like particular people like Ambassador Udina in the original game. Politicians and me normally don't get along, so it may not be a pure Paragon playthrough, but obviously I don't know what's going to... Well, I do know what's going to occur, but I don't know what choices I'm fully going to make and commit to until they occur. So we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, I don't think there's anything else I need to mention apart from the glaring one that I mentioned earlier. If you haven't played the games, please stop, pause the video, make yourself a drink, and then look maybe on Steam, look on Origin, where I think Mass Effect 3 is the place you can only really purchase it now unless you're buying the physical disc. But yeah, pick the games up yourself, especially if they're on sale, and play them. Mass Effect 1 and Mass Effect 2, there's a few differences that we'll discuss when we actually get into the game. But I love Mass Effect 1 and I love Mass Effect 2. Mass Effect 2 is probably my most played of the trilogy. Mass Effect 3 I think I've completed twice now. Whereas Mass Effect 2 I think I went through about 3 or 4 times. And even though I never got like a perfect save, I was pretty happy with what transpired. And I'm probably the most aware of what's going to occur in this game. Whereas Mass Effect 1 I hadn't played for about 5 or 6 years before I started recording that series. But it's been about maybe 3 years since I last played Mass Effect 2, so I'm bound to have forgot something. But yeah, I'm just going to move my notepad to one side. Hopefully that won't get picked up too much by the microphone. And we're going to start a new game. I said I did a quick test video, that's why obviously the resume thing is there. just to make sure I could import my character and also maybe get the sound balance. Obviously this video, when I edit it together, I will double check that. But yeah, hopefully this goes well. I am running with, I think, all the DLC for Mass Effect 2. I got a fair few of it from having purchased, I think, Dragon Age Origins. I think you get a few bits of DLC from that. And there are certain DLCs which add more story content and add optional characters you can recruit, which we'll come to in the future. But yeah, apart from that, I think that's about it. I think there's probably more to discuss, but we'll do that when we're actually in game. I'm sure there's some opening cutscenes. If there are, I'll be quiet through them. And when we actually get to gameplay, that's when I'll sit down and go through some of the UI interfaces and explain things so we can move through things smoothly, or more smoothly, in the future. Okay, let's start a new game. We're going to be importing a Mass Effect 1 character. We'll be importing Shepard, who was level 50. Very happy. Let us begin. Okay, we'll be playing on Veteran Combat difficulty. Can we go beyond that? We can. Ooh. I think we could only play on Veteran Combat difficulty in Mass Effect 1 because I hadn't, on that particular save, I had just recently purchased Mass Effect 1 on Steam. So according to the save file, I hadn't completed the game before, so I couldn't unlock Hardcore or Insanity. Do I want to go beyond Veteran? I think we had a reasonably easy time on Veteran once we started unlocking various skills. Intended for players who are experienced and are looking for a challenge. Enemies are tougher, react faster, have upgraded weapons, and use powers more frequently. People who have already beaten Mass Effect 2 want a bigger challenge. Enemies are extremely tough, react quickly, have significantly upgraded weapons, and use powers aggressively. And finally, Insanity. Well, we probably don't want to be doing Insanity while recording. I want to have a game where I'm enjoying myself. I would like to have a challenge, but I don't want to become frustrated because then it's less fun to watch. Because I will become frustrated and then that will reflect into the gameplay and the dialogue. Well, my commentary dialogue. Hardcore difficulty, maybe? Like, I could... Obviously, there is a... In the previous game, there wasn't a quick load option, whereas there is a quick load option. I'm trying to think. The reason I'm worried about playing hardcore difficulty is there are some missions... Or, I'm trying to think, is there some missions when you need to protect people? Because missions like that would really frustrate me. Because I would like to try and save everyone, because that's kind of what I do. Or try to be anyway. I'm too much of a goody two-shoes sometimes, I openly admitted that. So playing on hardcore would really annoy me if I can't do well, basically. You know what, I think we'll just play on veteran, just in case. I wonder if I can change my difficulty in-game. Maybe. Anyhow, we'll turn off auto level up because that's stupid. Subtitles on, yes. Squad power usage, I would prefer that the squads automatically use their effective powers. You can toggle them and pull the squad's abilities into a quick bar if you want to manually tell them to attack. But I don't mind them having a bit of free will. And autosaves we might as well leave on, even though I'll probably be making big saves at the end of each part of this series. So yeah, let us continue. So, this is the information from our imported save. Of course, our name is Shepard. We gained level 50 at the end of our previous playthrough. We were a Vanguard, who is a combat specialist who specializes in medium to close range, who also has a lot of biotic potential. basically when we were growing up, we were exposed to Element Zero, which is the quote-unquote special ability, special element that allows any race to go faster than light. Star Trek has it, obviously Star Wars has it. Every science fiction has their Deus Ex Machina ability item to have special powers, have their technology leap forward, and Element Zero is it for Mass Effect. But yeah, we were exposed to Element Zero while in the womb, and therefore we grew Element Zero nodes, allowing us to channel biotic powers, which allow us to affect, I think it's mostly gravity in a sense, increasing and decreasing gravitational forces to various degrees. But we'll have a look at that. Vanguard's quite fun. I'm going to remain as a Vanguard because I believe you can change your specialization in this game, but I don't think you can change it in Mass Effect 3 if you're importing. Okay. We played as our psychological profile, we were a Paragon. We followed the Paragon path in the previous game. Rex the Krogan. Erdnot Rex survived the mission on Vermeer. Unfortunately, Lieutenant Kaiden Alenko of the Human Systems Alliance was killed. And of course, the Council, at the end of Mass Effect, was saved by Commander Shepard during the attack on the Citadel. And yeah, I'm quite happy. Let us begin.
Shepard did everything right. More than we could have hoped for. Saving the Citadel, even saving the Council. Humanity has the trust of the entire galaxy. And still, it's not enough.
Our sacrifices have earned the Council's gratitude, but Shepard remains our best hope.
But they're sending him to fight Geth. Geth. We both know they're not the real threat. The Reapers are still out there.
And it's up to us to stop them.
The Council will never trust Cerberus. They'll never accept our help, even after everything humanity has accomplished. But Shepard, they'll follow him. He's a hero, a bloody icon. But he's just one man. If we lose Shepard, humanity might well follow.
Then see to it that we don't lose him.
Disengaging FTL drives. Emission sinks active. Board is green. We are running silent.
We're wasting our time. 4 days searching up and down this sector, and we haven't found any sign of Geth activity.
3 ships went missing here in the past month. Something happened to them.
My money's on slavers. The Terminus system is crawling with them.
Picking up something on the long-range scanner. Unidentified vessel. Looks like a cruiser.
Doesn't match any known signatures.
Cruiser is changing course. Now on intercept trajectory.
Can't be. Stealth systems are engaged. There's no way a Geth ship could possibly...
It's not the Geth. Brace for evasive maneuvers!
Presley!
Multiple hull breaches! Weapons offline! Somebody get that fire out!
Shepard!
Distress beacon is ready for launch.
Will the Alliance get here in time?
The Alliance won't abandon us. We just need to hold on. Get everyone onto the escape shuttle.
Joker's still in the cockpit. He won't evacuate. I'm not leaving either.
I need you to get the crew onto the evac shuttles. I'll take care of Joker.
Shepard!
Liara, go. Now.
Aye, aye. Everybody in! Go, go, go!
Come on, Joker. We have to get out of here.
No, I won't abandon the Normandy! I can still save her!
The Normandy's lost. Going down with the ship won't change that.
Yeah, okay. Help me up. They're coming around for another attack!